Okay, we now move on to Ielts speaking part 2. Your topic is describe a time when you needed to use your imagination, right? When it was past tense, describe a time when you had to use or you needed to use past tense. When it was past tense, when you needed to use imagination past tense, how difficult or easy it was past tense, and explain how you felt about it. So your all cue card is in the past tense. You will now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
Well, it is very important to make use of a sense of our imagination, because as it reflects our creativity as well as our intelligence. So I often use make use of this power. So now I would like to talk about a time when I drew a painting using my own imagination. So I vividly remember when I was in 10th standard. So I fall seriously sick. So I was unable to went to school for a while. So on that period, my school announced art competition. So I was totally unaware the date of that competition. And I had no preparation for that at all. So the day after recovering, I went to school. Suddenly I got to know that it's going to happen today. So some of my friends who were taking part in that competition, they were all very confident, because they had prepared their topics as well, what they are going to draw on that competition. So rather getting nervous, I decided that I will come up something with my mind, and I will draw a painting of Badshahi Mosque. The reason behind that, I was very familiar the architecture of that mosque, because I visited that place several times. So when I started to draw that painting using realistic paints, so I choose two colors. So I choose one red color for its prime structure. And
okay, thank you very much. Okay. You have spoken for 2 minutes, so I would advise you to summarize your ideas so that you complete it all in 1 minute 30-40 seconds. Overall it was good, but at certain points you made some grammatical mistakes. I just tell you the type of mistakes that you did. You said to went to school. So after to we never use went, we use first form to go to school. Then you added s with confident. You said I was confident. Suddenly by mistake s slipped out of your mouth. Then you said I decided I will. When you use decided, will goes into would. I decided I would do that, right? Then you said I visited that place. It should have been I had visited that place several times. So that is why I decided to make a painting of Badshahi Mosque and all that. So these type of mistakes were there. Summarize your ideas so that you could cover all the topic. Now we move on to speaking part 3. Do you think adults can have lots of imagination?
Definitely they can imagine as they want, but I believe that age has nothing to do with the imagination. Like even children can imagine a great thing, because I believe that they have no pressure, they have no responsibility, so that they can imagine the great thing.
Okay, do you think imagination is necessary for scientists?
Yes, of course, it's essential for scientists. I believe that no one can create a masterpiece without any imagination. So, for instance, the scientists who are investigating the life on other planets, so first they imagine the thing in their minds, then they started the work on that particular task.
Okay, what kind of jobs need imagination?
Well, there are abundance of jobs that needs imagination, but here I would like to talk about just only two of them. The first of all, an artist who paints on canvas. They need to imagine in their mind, then they start to move their brushes. And on the other hand, a software developer who imagines how their user will interact their tool that they are going to make.
Okay, jobs that need, not needs. Okay, What subjects are helpful for people's imagination?
Well, imagination is a creative thing, so it is very difficult for me to say much on that question. I believe my vision is did not come from any book or any movie. So I believe that imagination. People can switch out their imagination
Listen, the question is about what subjects are helpful for people's imagination. Subjects like literature, they are quite helpful for people's imagination.
There are several
we need to talk about
yes.
subjects actually.
Okay.
So, what subjects are helpful for people's imagination?
Well, there are several types of subjects that people can read it and switch out the imagination. Like there are some literatures and research work of the scientists, so people can read it and to boost up their thinking abilities.
Okay, you are adding s with several words without any necessity, like you said literatures. Unless, I mean, if you talk about English literature, it should be singular.
I think it's a tongue slip.
Yeah, maybe slip of tongue and anything like that. But anyways, the good thing is you have the ability, you have the potential. All you need to do two things. Number one, refine your English a little. Refinement means just overcome these mistakes. And number two, the questions which I ask, you should have a good answer for that. And that it's not necessary that that answer should be based on reality or your personal answer. You can give any general answer, but you should be ready to answer the question. For example, we say what kind of jobs need imagination? Well, there are several jobs that need imagination, especially if your job is related to creativity. If you are drawing something or if you are architecture, most definitely you need imagination, because all the time we make two maps. The first map is the mental map and then the second map is the physical map. So I think there are several jobs, especially painters, architectures, who need imagination, something like that. And you should be ready to speak, not like you are thinking, okay, what jobs. So try to practice too much so that all the answers are ready. Now if today I ask you what kind of jobs need imagination, you answer. If second time anybody asks you, you have a ready-made answer. So all the part 1 questions, part 2 questions and part 3 questions should have ready-made answers. Okay, ready-made means, yeah, here you go. Yes. Favorite color, here you go.
Okay, sir.
Free time activity, here you go, like that. Okay, that will be fine. But anyways, you overall performed well. So at present I'll give you 6, but I tell you, you can score more than that easily.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.